Which cast member from The Crown has most recently been spotted going on romantic dates with Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones? Which actress from the show had to cut her romantic relationship off because she got way too famous way too quickly? Who left his first wife for another woman in a hot minute? We're about to spill the English breakfast tea on this one. Claire Foy. Queen Elizabeth II was only 25 years old when she was forced to take over the throne. Can you imagine having that kind of power that young? Her time as queen was filled to the brim with dramatic moments, relationship struggles, personal growth, and so much more. So much responsibility was dropped right onto her shoulders at an age where she was barely just figuring out who she was as an individual. But what about the actress that played her first? Is Claire Foy as lost as Liz was at that age? Or is she reigning supreme in her personal life? Claire Foy wasn't brand new to the acting scene when she landed her role on The Crown, and she was awarded a Golden Globe, an Emmy, and 2 SAG Awards for her portrayal of the 1940s royal queen. In her romantic life, Claire Foy was married to Stephen Campbell Moore, a fellow actor that she met on the set of The Witch in 2014. Their marriage lasted until 2018 before fizzling out to an end. Last year in 2019, she was spotted getting cozy in London with Matt Smith, her co-star from The Crown. Fans were super excited. Who doesn't want to see Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip together in real life? But because this is the entertainment business, they both kept quiet about it and neither of them have come forward to confirm or deny their relationship. Then, Matt was spotted getting closer with an actress from another major TV show. So, what's going on? We'll get into that later. Olivia Colman. Can we take a minute to appreciate how awesome Olivia Colman is? She already won an Oscar for playing a queen in The Favourite before she took on the part of an older Queen Elizabeth for seasons 3 and 4. She is married to Ed Sinclair, and they tied the knot back in 2001. After almost 2 decades of marriage, they are clearly doing something right because he's always by her side at red carpet events. Olivia had us all in tears when she gave her Oscar speech in 2019, ending it with, "My husband, Ed, my best friend, I love you so much." You don't see many solid relationships like this in Hollywood. But Olivia has always stayed down to earth. When she isn't working her magic on the screen, the actress likes to spend time in her South London home with her kids, Ed, and their 2 dogs, Alfred and Pockets. Sounds like Olivia is living the dream. Imelda Staunton. Before we get to our beloved Prince Philip, let's give a special shout out to Imelda Staunton, the 3rd actress to take on the Queen. The show creators had to continue recasting this role with older actresses to reflect the natural aging process of the royal character. Imelda started her career as an actress in the 80s, so she's been around a while, but she's been married since the 90s. Her husband is Jim Carter, and just like his wife, he is also a talented actor. They say that working together can spell the end of a relationship, but that isn't the case for these two. They both starred in Downton Abbey the movie and are closer than ever. The two share a daughter named Bessie, who is more than interested in following in the footsteps of her parents and becoming an actress herself. If you think that you recognize Imelda from elsewhere, that's because she's been in a ton of stuff. The 64-year-old has starred in countless movies and TV shows, including the Harry Potter franchise as Dolores Umbridge. Seriously, there's no end to her talents. Matt Smith. And here we are, Matt Smith, the talented actor behind the role of Prince Philip who won a Primetime Emmy for his time playing the role. Matt is no stranger to a high-profile romance, as he was in a relationship with Cinderella actress Lily James for 5 whole years. This wasn't just some throwaway fling, but serious commitment. So what happened? Why aren't they together now? Apparently, they had way different ideas about marriage and children. Those are some major deal breakers, so their split is totally understandable. But it's still a shame either way. They looked so perfect together. Although rumors briefly sparked about him and Claire Foy, these days Matt Smith has been spotted out and about with none other than the exquisitely gorgeous Emilia Clarke, widely known for her time portraying Daenerys Targaryen on HBO's Game of Thrones. Matt Smith and Emilia Clarke enjoyed a pleasant dinner at a Russian-inspired restaurant, leaving their fans to speculate if love is indeed in the air. If they really are head over heels for each other, it's definitely something we can ship. But with careers as hectic as theirs are, can it really last? Helena Bonham Carter. Helena Bonham Carter is one of the most famous and well-known cast members due to her time on films like Alice in Wonderland, Sweeney Todd, and a couple of the Harry Potter franchise films. For 13 years, she dated none other than Tim Burton, the creative mind behind some of the creepiest and spookiest movies in history. Helena and Tim meshed well together, and she was featured in quite a few of his films. Talk about a power couple! But how did these two meet? While filming the 2001 remake of the Planet of the Apes, they crossed paths and the rest was history. After they decided to split up, they remained totally amicable. She spoke of Burton saying, "We did find each other, and really the mark of a successful relationship shouldn't be whether you're there forever after. Sometimes you're not meant to be forever together. Sometimes you have to come to terms with the fact that that was it. But that was a gift, a massive gift. We gave each other children and a lot more else." These days, Helena is dating Ry Dag Holmboe. She candidly described the end of her romance with Burton and the start of her romance with Holmboe when she said, "You break up, you grieve, you get bored of grieving, and then you finally move on. I'm very happy with someone else. It's been a bit of unexpected magic in my life." Ry is 21 years younger than Helena, but that doesn't seem to bother them at all. To them, it's the least important part of their relationship. Vanessa Kirby. She might play Princess Margaret on The Crown, but her real name is Vanessa Kirby. She dated Callum Turner for 4 years, but at the start of 2020, these two decided that things simply weren't working out. Both of their careers began to take off, and it put a strain on their relationship. Callum Turner is busy in the acting world himself, having starred in the film adaptation of Emma and Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of the Grindelwald. With Vanessa Kirby's role on the Netflix show, it was difficult for these two to make time for each other. We all know what it's like managing million-dollar contracts in love, don't we? Well, okay, no, but we can imagine. Vanessa hasn't been publicly seen with anyone new yet, so for now, it looks like she's enjoying the single life. Jonathan Pryce. Jonathan Pryce plays the role of an older Prince Philip, and he's been married to Kate Faye since 2015. They might look like they're super in love and it's a fairy tale come to life, but their story had a very shady beginning. When these two met, they were both in other relationships with other people. He was a school teacher and she was a businessman. They broke things off with their initial partners in order to follow their hearts, hurting other people in the process. According to Daily Mail, Jonathan Pryce explained, "I'd been married for nearly 3 years and was very happy. But 2 weeks after I met Kate, I left my wife and Kate left her husband. It really was just this extraordinary meeting, a real coup de foe." For those who don't understand the French reference, he said that his sudden attachment to Kate was a completely unplanned instance of love at first sight. So, even though it wasn't exactly a nice way to go about things, they just couldn't help it. Let's hope he doesn't experience a coup de foe again, though, or it's bye-bye Kate. Leslie Manville. Princess Margaret is a really popular character on the show, as she's just a true force of nature. There was no one better than Leslie Manville to take on the role of the older princess. We all know how up and down Margaret's love life was, but what about Leslie? Is she a little luckier? Her most recent marriage to actor Joe Dixon ended in 2004, and she has been living the single life ever since. As a mom of 3 and a full-time actress, dating just isn't at the top of her priority list. She told The Guardian, "I do want to go out dancing and get sweaty and drink too much and go home at 3 in the morning. I do want to dress how I want to dress, and I want to have a life and be able to choose what I want to do, and I'm over 60. Good for her, experiencing all that life has to offer regardless of what her age is. After all, you're really only as old as you feel on the inside. Elizabeth Debicki. When we heard the story was going to dive into the tragic story of Princess Diana, we were shook. Who could possibly be good enough to play the people's princess? Thankfully, Elizabeth Debicki was a wonderful choice. The Australian-born actress likes to keep her personal life private, so she is dating anyone these days, no one knows about it. She even opts out of using Instagram, unlike most other celebs in this generation. If you were hoping to see her open up a social media platform or to post pictures of herself and her future love interest, you're out of luck. She said, "Not having an Instagram because I think you just have to keep some things for yourself too in this business. Also, I am really daggy and boring. We'd love to spill the tea on this one, but the cup is dry. Dang it." Victoria Hamilton. Victoria Hamilton is behind the role of Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. Since 2008, she has been married to Mark Baisley, a fellow actor. You might recognize him from The Bourne Ultimatum or The Queen, two films he was a part of in the early 2000s. Victoria Hamilton described what life has been like with having kids and being an actress with her husband. She revealed that the only time things got tricky was when they had roles that slightly overlapped, but other than that, they have been just fine. She and her husband seem to have their work lives and personal lives totally balanced. Erin Doherty. Actress Erin Doherty took on the role of Prince Anne in the third season of The Crown. Just like her castmates Leslie Manville, Tobias Menzies, and Pip Torrens, she is also currently single. She became a fan favorite almost instantly despite the fact that she plays the character of an often overlooked member of the royal family. A fan on Twitter even name-dropped her based on her talent, writing, "The reason to watch Season 3 of The Crown is Erin Doherty as Princess Anne. She does almost nothing and wins every scene and is delightful. Her time spent on The Crown is most likely keeping her busy enough that dating around is the last thing on her mind." Josh O'Connor. Josh O'Connor plays the role of Prince Charles on The Crown, and he's already won himself a Screen Actors Guild Award for his time on the show. In 2019, he made things social media official with his girlfriend Margot Howard King by posting an adorable selfie with her. Earlier this year, the two moved in together in East London. It seems that the fresh, modern way of announcing a new relationship is to post a picture together or get spotted by paparazzi. Either way, we are happy for the young couple because they seem beyond happy together. And isn't that what life's all about? Which of these real-life partners of the Crown cast was most shocking to you? Which cast member that is currently single right now did you expect to be in a relationship? Don't forget to leave your comments below, and thanks for staying awesome.